How we doing, guys? Welcome to the first edition of Friday Fuel, brought to you by the Wild Faith Podcast. So grab that cup of coffee and let's get into it. Today's verse is Psalm 19, verse 1 and 2, and it says, "The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech, and night after night they reveal knowledge." This verse really hits home for me on multiple levels. There's just something about being outside that makes God feel real. Like on my last trip to South Dakota, chasing muleys, there was these moments where I'd just stop and look at the landscape. I'd sit there, taking in the vastness of it all, and I'd wonder, how in the heck do deer survive out here? You got all the extremes. You got the blistering heat, the extreme cold, the storms, the openness. It's brutal. But when you stop and look closer, you realize every part of it has its place. And it's like God saying, I've thought of everything down to the smallest, littlest detail. And man, it's really easy to miss that sometimes. I'll be honest with you. When I was just down in Kansas taking some photos, I was so focused on hunting and just capturing photos, was just grinding it out, that I forgot to slow down and actually see all the beauty around me. Then I turned around and I caught this sunset, and it was one of the best, most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen. And that was my wake up call. I just stood there just for a moment and I thank God, not just for the view, but for his love, for his patience with me, and for the blessings that he's given someone like me who probably doesn't deserve it all the time. There's this peace that comes with being out in nature. Almost every time when I climb into a tree stand or paddle through some old marsh, the worries, the stress of life, the endless to-do list, it all fades away, even if it's just for a couple of hours. And I'm able to focus on what really matters. And it's in those moments I start talking to God, or sometimes I just listen. And that peace, it's not from the woods or the water, it's from him. Nature reminds me of God's work in my own life as a husband and as a father, because creation shows how God looks after what truly matters. And it's not about the flashy stuff, right? It's not about chasing success. And as a dad, I've learned that no title, no paycheck, no achievement's ever going to buy back the time that I have right now to love my wife and raise my kids. When I fall short, and boy do I sometimes, God still loves me. He reminds me that even when I mess up, I can turn to him. And out there, out in the woods, out in the water, whether I'm praying or reflecting or just sitting in silence, there's this connection with God that just feels deeper. It's raw, it's no fluff, there's no distractions, just me and him. Sometimes I'll pray for guidance and forgiveness. Other times I'll reflect on where I need to go. So wherever you are, whether it's in the woods or on the water, if you're just sitting in your car, take a moment to look around. Let the skies and the trees and the sound of nature remind you of his glory. Slow down and connect with him. Because no matter where you've been or what you've done, he is there. Thanks for hanging out with me today on Friday Fuel. Go out and enjoy God's creation. Love on your family. Remember, just take it one day at a time. And hey, you know what? If this message spoke to you, share it with someone that you care about. Let's spread the love of Christ and remind each other of his presence in our everyday lives. Thanks for tuning in to Friday Fuel, and we'll see you next time.